Welcome to episode 3 of the Grab the Map podcast, where we don't just look at it, we grab the map. Look, sometimes one thing just seems to happen after another when you're in the real estate investing business. And that's what we're going to talk about today. One thing after another. I hope you've been enjoying the first couple of episodes of our podcast. And today, I would like to invite you to email me. I respond to every single email that hits grabthemap@gmail.com. If you're interested in getting started investing in real estate, or you just want to network, you just want to connect with somebody who's actively involved in doing deals, reach out to me at grabthemap@gmail.com. But I'm going to jump right into it here. Sometimes things just seem to happen one after another, right? Sometimes it just seems like there's one thing that happens after another thing, and you can't just ever catch up. And in my real estate investing business, I invest in single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, multifamily, small apartment buildings. And one thing does just seem to happen after another. Well, sometimes you're going to have problems finding deals. It just seems like you can't find a deal. You talk to a seller, you talk to an agent, you talk to people over and over again, and you think you have a deal, and then it falls through. Maybe the title is bad. Maybe the seller wasn't really serious about selling. Maybe the house has severe issues that when you inspect it, don't seem to be worth correcting at the price that you're buying the property for. There's just so many things that happen when you're trying to do deals that it can seem like one after another, you just can't find a deal. Then you find the deal, and then you've got to get insurance, and you've got to get your HUD statement ready. You've got to open up escrow. You've got to find an attorney. You've got to keep the seller informed about what's happening so that you don't lose the deal. And you've got to find the money to get the deal done. And it can seem like anywhere in that process, one thing just seems to happen after another. Then you've got contractors, right? You close on the property. Maybe you need to do some work to create some equity. And it just seems like they're never on time. They never do what they say they're going to do, or they halfway do something. Or maybe they find it difficult to just keep one job, and they have your job amongst a whole bunch of other jobs. Maybe you pay them and they don't do the work, or maybe it just doesn't go according to plan. And it can seem like you're getting the information one after another, and you just want to quit because it just seems to be happening one after another. Maybe a bank tells you that they're going to do a deal and then they change their mind. Maybe a funder tells you they're going to invest in your project and then they change their mind. Maybe your credit, something happens with your credit, and it's one thing after another to where it makes it hard for you to get into the business. Maybe there's multiple buyers trying to get the same pieces of property. Maybe there's a property that everybody wants or that nobody wants, and you're scared to go after the one that nobody wants because there's a reason nobody wants it. Maybe you've dealt with shady wholesalers who are trying to just get you to buy a property, and they don't really care if you make any money after the fact. Maybe you're having to deal with the city and inspections, and the city trying to tell you that you need to turn your 1980 property into a 2020 property, and that they don't care how much money you spend getting that done. It can seem like one thing after another. And in my real estate business, on the days that I feel like it's just one thing after another, I have to focus on the fact that that is absolutely true. It is one thing after another. It's one bad tenant after another bad tenant. It's one mispayment after another mispayment. It's one bad contractor after another bad contractor. But in between all of those one after anothers are amazing opportunities to increase your family's wealth, to increase your own wealth. That's why I invest in rental real estate. What do you mean? Well, I get one rental check after another. I get one rental payment after another, and it just keeps increasing the amount of money in my bank account. I build one relationship after another. If you're hiring contractors and you're just getting bad contractor, bad contractor, bad contractor, you might want to look at your hiring process and decide, are you picking up contractors just off of Craigslist with no references who have no business being in the contracting profession? Or are you taking the time that you should take to find a great contractor? When I look at my business, it's not just one bad thing after another. It's one great thing, 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 one bad thing, one great thing, just like that. And the bad things can seem to steal all of our attention unless we help our mindset and unless we look at our mindset and help change it to focus on all of the positive things that are happening with our real estate investing businesses. See, for me, it's not just rental income that makes it wonderful, but it's all of the people that I get to meet along the way. I've met great funders. I've met great bankers. I've met great insurance folks. I've met great tenants. I've met great contractors. I've met a whole bunch of people that have helped me learn something about myself and ultimately make more money investing in rental real estate. Think about the people that you meet and how you meet them one after another and how you don't always know how much you can benefit until you meet them, right? Or how much you could give to that person until you meet them. There's just always an opportunity when you're real estate investing. One thing after another for me also looks like the tax depreciation that I get after every property that I buy. Every year, my property is depreciating when it comes to the tax code. And every year, I can write that depreciation off against the income, just one time after another. Every property in my portfolio goes through some type of appreciation. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big, but properties go through appreciation, growing in value one time after another. Every year that I hold on, I should be experiencing some type of appreciation. I've also, as I add properties to my portfolio, increased the operating cash flow of my business. That means the top line income of my business continues to go up one month after another that I'm buying properties, putting them online, adding them to my portfolio. And if you're buying right, if you're buying real estate that cash flows and that is not costing you money every month being in the red, then you're also increasing your operating cash flow and your net cash flow. And that's what we care about. We care about the money that's left over after you pay for your taxes, insurance, property management, and other holding costs as related to that property. We want to make sure that every month there's some left over that you can put into the business or into your own pocket. And so I just can't focus on the negative things. I have to look at the things that are positive. I'm looking at one thing after another that is growing the wealth of my family and myself. And if I start to have those days where I look at one bad thing and I say, I want to quit, I have to also look at all the great things that make me say, I want to go even further. Look, this is the Grab the Map podcast, and we don't just look at it, we grab the map.